Maratha Kota OBC Adivasi Outfits Prime Minister. India taking steps to reduce imports of crude oil, gas and PM. India taking steps to reduce imports of crude oil, gas. PM said, still focus on exploration, green energy. The Prime Minister Modi highlighted this Samudra Manthan initiative announced by him from the ramparts of Bradford on Independence Day. It will focus on exploring deep sea reserves of oil and gas. From Numaligarh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi Sunday said the BJP-led central government is taking steps to reduce imports of crude oil and gas, focusing more on exploration of fossil fuels and green energy. Addressing a rally in Assam's Numaligarh after inaugurating and laying foundation stones for projects worth over rupees 12,000 crore. Modi said that with India emerging as one of the fastest growing economies in the world, the country is dependent on coordination for crude oil and gas. To change this, the focus has to be on meeting our energy requirements. We are working on becoming self-reliant and meeting our energy needs. Modi said, the country is making efforts to discover new reserves of crude oil and gas. While enhancing its green energy capabilities, the PM also highlighted the Samudra Manthan initiative announced by him from the ramparts of the Bradford on Independence Day. It will focus on exploring deep sea reserves of oil and gas. The country is taking rapid strides in the field of green energy and renewable power generation, he asserted. A decade ago, India led solar power production. But today, we are among the top 5 countries globally, he said. Ethanol is a major alternative source of energy, and the newly inaugurated bamboo-based bioethanol refinery at Namilgarh will significantly benefit farmers and tribals. And the Prime Minister said the bioethanol refinery will source the raw materials locally and around rupees 200 crore will be pumped into the rural economy annually through this plant, he said. Today we are making ethanol from bamboo, but we must not forget the time when the communist government jailed people for cutting bamboo, a plant which is an integral part of the life of tribal. The government lifted this ban, Modi said. The polyprofiling plant, the foundation for which was also built by Modi, will greatly benefit the local economy too, the PM said. Just as Assam is known for its traditional cake, Gomosha, traditional gamosa and its renewed Ari and Muga silk. The state's identity will now also include textiles made from farming propylene, the Prime Minister said. Modi stand in today's era, energy and semiconductors were the two key drivers for Atmanirbhar Bharat, underscoring that Assam has an important role to play in these sectors. We also had mention of the rupee 27,000 crore semiconductor plant being set up in the ground district, which is a part of the country's semiconductor mission. Taking a dig at the Congress, the Prime Minister alleged that it was responsible for insurgency and unrest in Assam. The Congress also ignored the heritage and icons of Assam, but the BJP brought development and gave recognition to the state's heritage, he asserted. Earthquake of 5.8 magnitude hits parts of northeast Bengal from Guwahati. Boyfriend of Artika met student arrested after her mysterious death from Kolkata. NHRC issues notice of a shortage of fertilizers from New Delhi. Ajit asked to Parikar. As women cites example of former Goa CM. For Nepali jail escapees held by SSB during patrol in Uttarakhand. In order for inmates who escaped from jails in Nepal during the recent anti-government protests were apprehended in the Uttarakhand by the Shastra Sima Army deployed on the India-Nepal border, official said on Sunday. According to a press note issued by the 55th Battalion of the SSBL, the 4 prisoners from Nepal were caught in the Devtal forest coast near Jhulaghat when they were illegally crossing the Kali River with the help of a trial queue. BJP alleges with the pushing conversion agenda from Bengaluru. Karnataka BJP functionaries targeted CM Siddhartha over his recent remarks on Hinduism, alleging Sunday that Congress government was fostering religious conversions and dividing the majority community through the upcoming socio-economic survey in the state. Siddhartha had asked why people converted to other religion if Hinduism was truly inclusive and offered equal opportunity. He made the remark while responding to BJP objections to Hindu caste name being listed under other religions in the survey. BJP state president B.Y. Vijendra said the CM the statement was akin to encouraging Hinduism to convert. BJP alleges Siddhartha converging agenda from Bengaluru are not clears BPM to speed up defense bias from New Delhi. IMD confirms nearly monsoon withdrawal state exit starts 3 days ahead of normal state. Shameful to play cricket with Park says Pelgar victims daughter. Ashawari Jadrel, who lost her father in the April 22 terror attack, asked BCCI and the Indian cricketers whether they were unaffected because they had not lost loved ones and questioned if by playing they were directly or indirectly supporting terrorism. All found scheme to challenge detention of its family in GMK. MP government facing drama over ABC quota from NAP. Bhopal senior Congress leader Kamal Nath on Sunday accused the BJP government in Madhya Pradesh of staging a drama in the name of some 27% reservation for other backward classes and alleged the ruling party was working to deprive the community of its rights. NGT fined SPCs CSMK rupees in July. Mumbai's oldest Gora band shines in after 7 decades. Man objects to cutting of trees on his land killed from Jamshedpur. Couple held for torturing two in-car black magic alleys from Pathanchita. Smugglers take Pushpa brought riot to shift sandalwood. Post side effects better use of weight loss, drugs in long run, survival instincts, survival instincts keep women safe. Sharing right location, installing apps, taking conversation, major weapons. Double delight for India. Jasmine Meenakshi crowned world boxing champion, Snowboard bag, silver. First two of overs set the platform for win, Sri Abu Dhabi. Sri Lanka, skipper Charith Ashalanka shared the first two overs scored by his pacers Nuwan Dushara and Dushaman. The Shamira set the platform for their Asia Cup against Bangladesh here on Saturday. Sri Lanka faced struggling escape from Dubai. UAE Oman take first point from Abu Dhabi. Don't mind your language and don't mind your language on preserving the multi-lingua franca of Bengaluru. City history, some in a single term, other things are done. Bengaluru has always belonged to the second kind. I am a Oro Bangalorean. My mother, her parents and their days were born her. Kannada is our mother tongue. Kannada is our mother tongue, but growing up here, you would often hear a sentence begin in Kannada, twist into comment, borrow a phrase from Telugu or Marathi and end in English. The 2011 census ranked Bengaluru as India's most linguistically diverse city with 107 languages spoken. That multilingual rhythm is now fading. The ease with which the city once switched tongues is weakening, conversation feel narrower, people notice more when the wrong language is spoken and a quick tension has crept in. One factor driving this change is the growing dominance of Hindi. Migration from the north has brought energy and diversity, but what troubles long time vigilance is the assumption that Bengaluru must adapt to one language to make others feel at home. Apps built here now greet customers in Hindi first and the city order polyphony never existed. The second factor is the sharper assertion of exclusivist by some pro groups. Their concern is rooted in real anxiety. Kannada has often been sidelined in its own capital. Protecting the language is vital, but Bengaluru was never about uniformity. It was about accommodation, whether you came from Delhi or Bhubaneswar, Bhopal or Bahrain, you belong to adding your words to the mix. Kannada anchored the city, English offered a brief, and other languages found space without permission or apology. This multilingualism came from history, a British cantonment culture, old trade routes, dynasties, and close linguistic borders, families that lived across them. It created a civic culture of listening. You might not know every tongue, but you learn to catch tone, rhythm, intent. That gift is now under strain. Schools fine children for speaking wrong language. Offices drift towards linguistic solo. Neighborhood groups default to one tongue. In this country, the city is losing not just diversity but imagination. The way forward is not to choose sides but to practice plurality, strengthen Kannada with pride, but also show off for Tamil theatre, Telugu cinema, Urdu poetry, Malayalam literature, switch language, mid sentence with the movement allows racist imposition and racist exclusion. Because Bangalore's strength has never been in speaking one language, it has been in making room for many. If the city forgets this, it forgets itself, safeguarding the world within us. When we think of the environment, we think of the world out there. And for the majority of us, that world out there is increasing concern because of the geocarding it faces to our interaction with it. In pursuit of what we deem to be progress, we have darkened the skies with the smoke of factories or dark and satellite hills. We have poisoned the ocean and rivers with industrial effluent, garbage and oil spills. We have cut down forests and turned green woodlands and filled into arid desert. We have even given a geological name to what we have done to this world outside by calling it the Anthropocene epoch, denoting an age in which human activity has adversely, perhaps irreversibly affected the ecosystem, resulting in climate change, extreme weather events like floods and droughts, and wipe out all species of flora and fauna at an estimated rate of 30,000 every year. We have imperialized, we have imperialed perhaps beyond salvation the outward in which we live, but as we accord paramount stake to all efforts and rescue missions to save this world on which our own survival depends, it is imperative that we not overlook that other world equally crucial to our existence, which is the world within us, that limitless landscape of the spirit, the internal environment of consciousness, the outer world of the physical environment is an infinitely intricate web of interdependent relationships, each supporting and complementing all others. The greater the complexity and diversity of this interactive linkage, the richer and more resilient is the environment, the fewer and less varied, the interconnections, the more barren and sterile the ecosystem. Think the Sahara Desert, think an Amazon, we in forest, which of the two is more life supportive, more enriched and enriching. The inner world of conscious, the ecosystem of mind and spirit is founded on the same principle of longitude of the greater and the more numerous the divergence. It encompasses a more green forest fertile and life affirmativities in contrast to the sterile staleness of the Sahara. The health of the environment, external or internal, is based on its capacity to absorb and sustain the heterogeneity on which it thrives. Homogeneity leads to the barrenness of desolate wasteland with today's world diversity, both of the physical outer world and that of the inner world of the psyche is threatened by the seemingly unstoppable steamroller of mass-produced impurity, be it in terms of tangible products or intangible perceptions of customs and cultural differences, political ideology, religious belief, or lack of it. Increasingly, there is less and less space for non-confrontationism in any or all of its many variants. The individual who would ask to a different drummer tuned under the overriding orchestration of the undifferentiated majority in his 1962 apologetic book, The Fate of the Earth. American journalist and other author Jonathan Skey postulated a post-nuclear hollow Earth world as a devastating republic of grass and insects. That metaphor seems chillingly appropriate in the context of the environmental degradation of both our outer and inner worlds. Both environment are in battlefield of protection by being placed equal warriors in the conjoined realm of the matter and mind. Israel is fighting for its very survival. An Israeli embassy spokesperson responding to TUI editorial argues that Tel Aviv's military operation in Gaza are an existential necessity. Manipur, after Modi's visit, as powerful. A statement as PM made in both Nepal and Charanpur, the road ahead is fraught. Can the state even remain united without justice and reconciliation? Keep talking Manipur's many groups 7 points of view will need long and patient hearing from UI. Manipur, many groups and points of view will need long and patient hearing from UI. Modi is much awaited visit to Manipur in spite of torrential rainfall in the region that grounded his chopper, forcing him to take the road to the heart of territories that had been massive ethnic strife. Certainly lifted spirits in the state. The 2.5-year-long conflict has led to a near total separation of Manipur hills and valleys and president's rule since Feb this year. During this period, both communities at the center of the ethnic conflict have seen armed groups spring up to defend their respective villages and people. There is massive distrust in Manipur's police and calls for separate administration for the hill areas. All of this is to say that center is facing a hugely complicated challenge in Manipur and there are no easy solution. While many contend that Modi should have received earlier, it is unclear if that could have changed anything on the ground. It remains rule. Now, at least violence in the state has ebbed against the backdrop. Modi's speech for development and dialogue as the way forward is well timed. That said, bridging divisions wouldn't be easy. The value of community is that against any division of the state, while the cookie jaws in the hills can no longer anticipate living under one roof, then there are myriad civil society and armed groups with different opinion within the two communities. For example, just before Modi visit, Central Link and updated suspension of operation agreement with two cookie jaw groups. One key takeaway of the deal is maintaining territorial integrity of Manipur. However, other cookie jaw groups want a separate administration and during Modi's visit to 10 Kizo MLA, including some from BJP, appealed for a separate duty with the legislature for the hills. Meanwhile, the Umbrella Mati organization Kokomi slammed the new SOSO for legitimizing armed cookies shared groups. Brentford Rabbit to World Chelsea from London. MBFT gives 10 men deal to win to suicidal from Barcelona. Osman Superman delivered as Nepali stay perfect for Florence. Olympic medalist Aman disqualified for being overweight from New Delhi. Sathi Chirag Dew Lakshya finished second best in Hong Kong from Fans News Network. Sarline Savili sealed it in style. I thank you all my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors, professional, official, listener, learners, respected Dr. Director, Adorable Minister Manager, Honorable Advocate, and Administrative Advisor, the most of the present. I thank you all of you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.